Hey mom, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Danielle if you are new here, and in today's video I will be discussing 7 winter coats that you need in your collection. Now you know I don't want to hold you long because I don't want you clicking off my video, but the first coat that I suggest you have in your collection is going to be a bomber coat. More particularly, or more specifically, a shorter bomber coat. It can be cropped, it can be like waist length. However, I do think that in order to make any casual outfit like pop, if you're into street style, if you're into just a more casual, edgy, even look, I do suggest a bomber jacket. This one that I have, I got a few years back from TJ Maxx, and it's a camo bomber jacket. The brand is actually American Eagle, and to be honest, it does not keep me that warm, but if I layer it with like a nice wool or cashmere long sleeve, I have absolutely nothing to worry about. I think that bombers are a way that you can have fun or inject some kind of color into your coat collection. I just found this one on a whim. It was camo. I love camo. I feel like camo is a neutral, so I grabbed this when I'm running to carpool, when I'm running for the groceries, anything casual, everyday like, I will grab my bomber coat. The next coat that I think every woman should have in her collection is a belted coat of some type. You know, cinch that waist. What waist? Snatchies. That belt is going to be a lifesaver, especially when our coats get big and bulky in the winter time. We kind of lose the shape of it, or we can kind of look buried in our coats, and that's not what we want. So this coat that I have, I got from & Other Stories, I'm gonna say like 2 years ago, and it is a long belted puffer coat. It kind of looks like a trench. It's like everything all in one. Trench, puffer, belted. It's good. It's really, really good. It reminded me of the Prada puffer coat, the long like trench puffer that came out I think 2 years ago. I could not afford, and I did not want to afford at the moment, so I found this one on & Other Stories. I don't know that it's available now, but I will link anything that's available down below, and anything that is similar that I can find, I will link it down below. Also, while we're here, I do want to inject a little trend alert, because belted teddies are also trending right now. I try to stay, I teeter-totter from trend to classic. Like, I straddle the fence, I'm not gonna lie. I do love a good trend, but I also know when to sit one out. I'm gonna sit the belted teddy coat out because I am a thick girl. I am voluminous, okay? So I don't want to add too much volume to make me appear more voluminous, more thick, all right? More particularly, or more specifically, I am a large breast gal, okay? I am well endowed on top, and I feel like teddy coats can kind of like emphasize that. And girl, I don't need no help in that area. I just don't. I will stick with my belted puffer because that is enough for me. Now this third type of coat, some people can get with it, some people can't, but I get with it, okay? And I actually love it. It is an oversized coat, and honestly, you can save tons of money because all the oversized coats are at the thrift store. Those vintage 80 New York style vintage coats, girl, they're just so good. I found one a few years back. I thrifted it at Goodwill, and honestly, it is one of my favorite coats in my collection. It is a tweed, long, oversized, big coat. Like, it's just big and it's so good. It is giving vintage New York City. I don't know, but I just really, really love it. The tweed has different colors in it. From far away, it just looks like a tan and maybe black tweed coat. But when you get up close, it has reds, it has teals, it has browns, ivories. It's so intricate. It's wool, and then it has these sleeves, these like sweater sleeves. It's so good. Now, if you're not into vintage, you probably cannot appreciate it. However, an oversized long line coat can get you very, very far, especially if you live in like the northern part of the world where it's really, really cold. If you live somewhere where you experience all 4 seasons and that winter is wintering, I would definitely recommend a long wool coat, an oversized coat of some sort. The next coat that I recommend everyone have in their collection, it's not really a coat, it's more like a jacket. And if you live in an area where you don't experience all 4 seasons, but you do need, you know, that layer on top to keep you warm still, a trench coat. Girl, get you a trench coat. It's all season. At least that's what they call them, you know, back in the day. An all season or all weather coat. I like to get mine from the thrift store. You guys have seen I've thrifted trench coats from London Fog, which is a very, very notable brand for trench coats. I've also thrifted a Christian Dior one. Love that one. But if you're into a more trendy trench coat, I would definitely opt for like a denim fabric or a leather. Leather trench coats are all the rage this season. If you haven't gotten your hands on one, if you want to get your hands on one, go ahead and get one. Now is the time because things are starting to go on sale and we're entering into somewhat of a warmer season for retail. So you'll find that a lot of these coats are discounted. Get you a leather trench coat. Girl, talk about edgy. Talk about like, don't play with her. I love it. I thrifted a faux leather trench coat, and at the time, leather trenches were not a thing, but I just knew that I would like it. So I just held on to it, and now it's her time to shine, and I'm so glad that I held on to her and I wasn't scared to kind of like push the limit, because now the stores have leather trench coats in them, and I'm just sitting here like, got mine. So yes, if you want to try something more classic, a classic trench coat will always be in style. If you want to push the limits a little bit with your trench coat, leather, denim, girl, get some with some fur on it. The next coat that I think every woman should have in her coat collection is going to be a long line coat. It could be wool. I would prefer wool. I would say wool, but I know that you can get them in other fabrics, but the easiest to find will probably be a wool or wool like long line coat. Not oversized. I want you to get it where it fits just right. This is going to be a coat that you can make casual, and then you can also use it for your dressier outfits, like your dressier occasions. If you're going out at night to a nice dinner, a company function, somewhere where you need to elevate your look, you want to have a nice wool coat, girl, and you want it to come below. You want it to come at least mid-calf. Like it's just something that is so ladylike and feminine about it. I have 2, both of which I thrifted. One is a camel colored coat. It has like this really, really pretty purple lining inside of it, but it's just a classic camel coat. Everyone needs one. The next one that I have is a black long line wool coat. It is by Perry Ellis Studios or Perry Ellis Collection. Girl, I don't remember, but I'll insert it here. I lucked up when I found this. It is wool on the body, but the lapel is like velvet. Talk about texture. Talk about special. Talk about warmth. Talk about femininity. Talk about I'm here and so is my coat. The next coat that I want to talk about is going to be the bomber coat. More specifically, a leather bomber coat. Oh my gosh, it's just so good. It's just something like really badass about having a leather bomber coat. You can wear it more casually, and then it just automatically gives you the edge that you need. I've seen them layered on top of hoodies. I've seen them on top of button downs. I've seen them on top of crew necks. I've seen them, girl, I've seen bombers galore this season, and it's just something very cool, girl, edgy street vibe about a bomber. All of my bombers I have are from the thrift store. They are vintage and they are 100% leather. I like it like that. It's quality. I'll be able to pass this down to my daughter should she be interested in having them. I'll be able to keep these in my coat collection for a very long time. I've seen like lots of high collared bombers. I've been seeing colored bombers like red bombers. I've been seeing bombers with fur around the neck, even Letterman jackets, varsity jackets, or sports jackets, however you want to call them. They've been coming back, and I have to get my hands on one. Y'all know I left one at the thrift store. I'll never forget it. But they are a form of a bomber, and it's just something very casual, very cool girl about it that I really, really like. I like how easy they are to just throw on. A pointed toe slingback with a trouser and a bomber jacket. I might style that for you guys. Oh my gosh, like the bomber is it. The bomber's it. Get you one. Now the last type of coat that I would like to discuss with you is last for a specific reason. After we have gathered all our classic coats, all our staples, now it's time to have a little fun and dip our toe into something more like outrageous. Outrageous is dramatic, but outrageous. And I'm talking about fun coats. A print, a texture, checkered, striped. Oh my gosh, fur. Big fur around the sleeves, around the lapel, around the trim of the bottom of the coat. I think that a fun coat should be injected into every woman's coat collection. Go ahead and take a walk on the wild side. Get you like an animal print coat. My wild side is not really wild because I was focusing on gathering my classics this year, but I did gather a fun coat. Okay, I got it from the thrift store. You guys have probably seen it before. It has Mongolian lamb hair on the lapel and on the sleeves or the cuffs, and it's a black cashmere mid-length coat. This coat is so classy, but she gives because of the fur and the hair, and I just love her. I think she's like my introduction into a fun, funky coat. I live in an area where not a lot of people are wearing loud things. So 9 times out of 10, when I step out of the house, I'm the loudest there is. All right. So I'm easing my way into something more extra as when it comes to coats. I do want to get like a fun print. I just haven't narrowed it down just yet. So instead of buying on impulse, I want to carefully think it out, and I want it to be a quality coat. I don't think I'm gonna thrift it unless I just happen to come across something that I cannot deny in the thrift store, but I do want to inject some fun into my coat collection. That is a goal of mine. I'm gonna say it's gonna be a goal of mine in the spring when all the coats are on sale, because I cannot see myself spending a ton of money on something that I might not get as much wear out of. I was looking at the Saks Potts coats. Those are like so good, but they're so expensive. I just want to make the right decision when it comes to my fun coat. That fun standout piece that I'm gonna wear. I just need it to be good. Like, I need it to be juicy. So when I get it, I will let you guys know. That concludes 7 winter coats that I think you need in your coat collection. I hope this video was helpful. Let me know in the comments down below about your favorite coat in your collection. I want to see what the girls got, okay? So I will catch you guys in the next video.